Welcome back to another episode of Brown's podcast. I am here with my hunky co-host, Jim Brown.
Apparently we're live.
Oh yeah, we are.
You didn't give me any warning.
Oh, you want to take it again?
No, I'm good. That's as good as I'm going to get.
All right, so this weekend, Brown's Gym hosted the Powerlifting America Powerlifting Championships, Pennsylvania States. And we had a bunch of lifters, but I wanted to go over some of the things that we encountered. There's always some kind of fiasco that happens. And first I want to give a shout out to purepowerlifting.com for arranging everything. Everything went off without a hitch.
Meat.
It was great meat.
Yep.
Thank you, Nico Huslander, for coming down and commentating for us. It
Glad to have you back, brother.
Felt like old times. It was awesome to have you on the mic again. With every meet, we usually pick up one straggler.
Always find a straggler
who's come along and is self-coached and a little unprepared for the way of how the meet flows. And this year we had a lovely young girl, Claire, a sub-junior, who honestly, once she gets her bearings about her and gets under the wings of a good coach, she's going to be definitely a force. And I believe she is now nationally qualified, so I believe she will be going to Arizona. Yeah, she's already. We're already claiming her. So Claire Maley, you have my number.
You've been adopted.
You're one of ours now. I want to go through some of the people that are nationally qualified. We have Dana Manning, who is now qualified to go to nationals as an M1 in a lighter weight class.
Well, you lowered her weight class, didn't you?
Yeah. So she's. I thought she went 9 for 9. She had a great day.
That lowering her weight class didn't make her struggle at all. I thought when you guys were talking about doing that she may have a, when you first reduce your body weight like that, you could just feel that little sharpness of strength is not as good. And that didn't seem like she suffered that at all.
No, I mean, I think for me personally, the bench press is always a little bit tricky with body weight.
Always body weight sensitive.
And it's not so bad if you're competing raw. Like, you don't have to worry about your equipment fitting you or not fitting you because you're dropping down a weight class or going up a weight class.
Dana always surprises me because she's a professor and she's very smart and sweet and a little quiet. You don't really know who she is. And then you stick an ammonia capsule in her nose and turn her loose and watch, see who she becomes.
Yes.
That was just funny. That's Professor Dana.
Let's see who else we have here. We have Dylan, who is one of the stragglers we picked up last year. We told you about
our previous adoptees.
One of the kids that they came without their singlets, and they were warming up when they were supposed to be on the platform. Yeah. So I was warming up some of the other kids while you were putting Dylan on stage.
So he was the only one in A of the second session. Everybody else was in B on the second session. So I'd be in the A session, only had 6 lifters in it, so it was stupid fast. I couldn't run back and forth to help you with warming up the B flight, and you had
a lot.
5 or 6 that you were warming up in the B flight.
Yeah. So Dylan is he's a
6, right?
Dylan's a junior. He's now nationally qualified to go to Arizona. Whether they go or not, it's just a nice
fact that they made it.
Yeah, like that's a big deal. Yeah. We had just a few weeks ago. We got Jacob Snowball on our team, and Jacob and Cole are from Lackawanna Trail. So we had.
I may have screwed it up last time.
Throw that out there. So. Do you want to talk about Jacob a little bit?
This kid he's from Lackawanna Trail. He's 17. we've only had him 4 or 5 weeks prior to getting prepared for this contest.
Yeah, so he's sub junior. Self-taught.
Yeah. I did a couple things to clean up his technique a little bit, in that short amount of time. Not a lot I can do to clean up his technique, but I got some of it cleaned up. And hell, he was already hitting almost 500 pounds his way in technique on the squat. And I think he squatted 551 here. And he still doesn't have a proper bar placement yet. So
that's going to come with time.
Yeah, that'll come with time. I get some time with him. But that improper bar placement pretty much made him do the strongest good morning I've probably ever seen.
So I'm getting him ready to put him on stage. I chalk his back.
Good morning with 551.
And he says, well, he's very, very serious.
Yeah.
He's a very serious lifter. And I told him to smile. And he's like, I'm working.
I can't do that.
Or after, I don't remember.
He didn't want his parents here because he didn't want them to distract him.
Yeah, he's a serious.
So his first meet, he didn't have his parents here for.
So nationally qualified now.
Yep.
He will be coming out to Arizona. And I am really excited.
I can't wait to drop that bomb.
I'm really excited for next year when we have a whole year with him to see, what he's going to come out with. I do want to talk about three of the boys that we worked with. They're not boys, they're young men. Aiden, Logan, and Nicholas, who were so freaking
my
funny.
Penn State boys,
Yes, from Penn State. They were hilarious and
sweet kids, all three of them.
Now Aiden's last name is Brown, so we told him off the gate, like, he can't embarrass us.
Don't screw this up. Your name's on the front of the building.
So let's talk. You want to talk about what happened with Logan?
No. No.
I kind of do.
Ass.
So Jim is handling Dylan.
Everybody likes it when I screw up.
Putting Dylan on the platform, and I'm warming up the boys, and they all have their warm-ups, and Cole
that I wrote.
Cole and I and Dan are one of the new guys that's probably going to start training with us.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting the weights on and off, whatever. And I've got them all up right in a row. Logan, Aiden, Nick, Victor, and Anthony. And I'm just cycling them through, what's your weight? What do you need on the bar? Blah, blah, blah. And Logan says, I think it was 264. Right? Is that the number? Regardless of what the number is, he does it. He's like, I'm supposed to do it for 2. I'm like, listen, if it feels good, you only need a single, just one. So he gets on the bench, does first single. I'm not going to lie, it looks hard. I'm like, oh shit, I got to talk to Jim. I think we're going to have to lower his opener. So the other boys go through, and then I say to them, all right, who's got how many more warm-ups left? And Logan says, well, he's like, well, I just did my opener. I was like, wait, what? I'm like,
it wasn't his opener. What do you mean? 10 kilos over.
What do you mean? He's like, that's the most, he wanted me to do it for a double, and that's the most I've ever done. I go running over to Jim. I'm like, we have a situation. Let's switch. You handle this.
Yeah, I know exactly what I did too. Is when I was writing their contest days up, I copied and pasted the setup. So it was one person, and I just changed out the numbers for the warm-ups and for the attempts. And apparently I must have, when I was done with the attempts on the bench, I work them backwards. So from third attempt back to beginning warm-ups. So apparently I did third attempt, second attempt, first attempt. Fuck it. Screw it. Piss on the warm-ups. I must not have changed them at all.
Yeah,
so whoever the previous person
was
like,
I
screwed that up. But I only did it on his bench press.
So he goes up, he goes up and he does his opener. He's like, that was so light. I was like, because you already did it. But previous to that, in his squat, he just had a rough time on his squats. I think he missed his first one on depth.
Yeah. Frankly, I didn't think it was. I thought it should pass, but
you know what? It's the judges are in control that day. You have to be.
It looked good. power-wise, looked very good. I only went up 7.5 kilos, which is a small jump from what he was capable of.
Which
And the
normally
second attempt buried him.
we wouldn't have done that. So second attempt absolutely buried him. So,
but I know what he did in the second attempt. He was so worried about getting
extra depth
that he kind of went down to full depth and then like kind of waited there. So he kind of lost that recoil.
Yeah.
That's all that happened to him. But on the third, I was sweating whether he's going to make that or not. We put the same one back in again, obviously. I didn't go up again. And you had to brainstorm of getting him a set of knee sleeves from one of the other team members, who was about 3 lifters after him in the cycle.
And his competitor.
And his direct competitor for contest. So Logan goes out there, makes that third attempt, makes a beautiful lift. That was a great call to grab the knee sleeves. But now we have to get him off him while he's celebrating.
So we're trying to get Logan's knee sleeves off so we can give them to Aiden, who's up in just another lifter. So that was, and Aiden was nervous to begin with because it was going to be a PR squat, and his buddy has his knee sleeves on still.
It was a pure squat weight over 60 pounds.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Aiden had a record day. Yeah. Did he go 9 for 9?
I believe he did.
He had an amazing day.
I believe he went 9 for 9. Yeah.
So what did he squat for?
462? No, 68.
Yeah, that was and it was a beautiful squat.
Might be 462 in a squat, might be 468 in a deadlift we did.
So let's talk about Anthony, who's been with us for a little while.
Anthony, you didn't suck this time.
So he a couple contests ago, he had a rough time, and he unfortunately bombed. And when you bomb in a competition,
it was like 3 contests.
It takes a lot out of you. So it takes a lot to get back into the mindset and to trust yourself. And sometimes his training didn't go so well for him. Yeah. And he came in this meet and went 8 for 9. And
you missed him?
Yeah, he missed that final deadlift.
Oh, he got a little.
We gave him an ammonia capsule, and I don't think, maybe it wasn't, but he went for 8 for 9.
Okay.
Beating his training partner and
won his first contest.
Competitor and won his first contest.
Yeah.
So
he had 2 good contests back to back. So he bombed that one. Next contest, he did very well for himself. He had all the PRs squat. He had PRs on squat and deadlift. And then this contest here, he nearly went 9 for 9 again. And I think he hit PRs on squat, bench, and deadlift.
And then we have Victor, who this was his very first meet. And I was hoping to get him in here, but he took off before we can get him on and talk about what his first experience was like. He was competing against Anthony, and they're also training partners. Mm-hmm. So that's something that we don't care if you're competing against each other or not. Everybody is still.
They'll let you do your best.
Yes, rooting for each other.
Whoever wins, wins.
Yeah, that was. Victor went 9 for 9. I think Victor went 9 for 9.
Absolutely did. Yes, he went 9 for 9. Yep, first contest period, and he went 9 for 9. 27 white lights.
So the team right now.
Let's go back to Victor.
You want to go back to Victor?
Yes.
Sure.
So I have no idea what kind of games were going on behind me because I was putting somebody on stage. I look back.
He's crying.
He's crying. The tears are he's just running down his face.
And I'm looking at him. I'm like, is he having like some kind of attack? Like panic attack? Like what's up? What is he that emotional?
I think those dumbasses were. So one of them got a bottle of atomic.
It's Victor's ammonia.
And the dumbasses had never opened it or tried it.
So they wanted to try it.
So they're just horsing around back there and tried it, and it had this. I don't even know if he could see the bar when he walked out on the platform. His eyes were still watering so hard.
And it was like a good 5 minutes. He was crying, and I kept telling him to stop, and they won't stop. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add
It
about
was just shenanigans they were doing. It was like, you should try this.
Yeah, and of course then nobody wanted to do it. Except Logan. Logan's last deadlift, he went out and he's like, I can't even see the bar. I mean, that's just when you don't use things like that,
yeah,
ammonia. We never use them in training.
Last
we use them,
that's it.
For that PR attempt, that last attempt, that attempt to win. Maybe you're not feeling it. You did it to me one year at North American.
You couldn't get your head out of your ass to save your weight. You saved yourself, so that's how we did it.
Yeah, and that was the first experience I had with it. I had the same experience as Logan. I was like, did I make it? Come walking off the platform like I'm drunk. So that was.
I've been giggling myself about that for 2 days.
Yeah, I think everybody had a great time. Yeah. This was probably one of the most, I'm just going to say, it was probably the best time I've had coaching in a very long time. Like, it was just.
Oh, it was the contest was super
fast.
smooth. It was fast. Lots of times we go to these local contests and, we're accustomed to IPF speed, so we teach that to all of our people that this is how fast it can really be.
There is
and
no
this contest was pretty damn close to an IPF speed contest. You had to hustle, but that makes contests go by so quick, and there's no downtime where you start to get wore out. That part was good.
I don't believe any of the barbells hit the floor.
Not one time. Not
Spotters
one
and loaders were amazing.
Yep.
They were fun. They cheered and yelled for each lifter.
Yep.
The crowd was amazing.
Yeah. Did you see what the crowd did at the end when the awards were done? They all helped us carry the chairs out to put them away.
Yeah. So we
usually just get up and leave you the mess behind.
We've had multiple competitions in our gym.
Yeah, we probably close.
So thank you to all of our Brown Shoe members that actually allow it to happen.
Yeah, because frankly, I mean, we've invaded the members and we've screwed up, whatever workout they may have had planned for the day in that back room, we've messed that up on them. So we really appreciate you allowing us to do that.
And the athletes really appreciate that. And honestly, thank you to the athletes for coming in. I enjoyed watching. Do you know how many women there were? Like girls, females lifting. There were so many female athletes that competed. I
believe we were half.
It's awesome.
Very close to half.
My very first Pennsylvania States, there were 3 girls.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. You, Jessica, and Tiffany.
Not Tiffany.
Teresa.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, this was
the wrong meet. Okay.
The very first meet. Yes. So you want to add anything?
No, I think everything was so good. It was just.
All right.
Yeah, I think the unusual was that it was a perfect contest.
Perfect. That's rare.
With the exception of the mistakes I made.
They were big. They were very large mistakes. All right. So I'm going to call it there. Unless
you had something else you wanted to go over?
No, I mean, I hit everything that I wanted to hit.
Okay. Well, I think we're good then.
All right.
See ya.